So today I'm going to do, we're doing testing for the elbow, and so we're going to start with rule outs and range of motion. So if we start on this elbow, so we're going to do rule out, and we're going to rule out the shoulder and the wrist. So with the shoulder we can do aptly scratch. So we get them to grab your hands behind like that and do both sides. Any pain with that? No. No? Okay, great. So then that would be, or you can do active with overpressure for flexion and a reduction. So bring your hand overhead like this all the way. Do overpressure. Any pain with that?
No.
And then put your hand to your side again, to side, and then go up. Watch your hand coming up. Okay. Any pain with that?
No.
Okay. Overpressure.
No.
Great. So that either one is fine as your rule out. So in terms of that's for the shoulder, and for the wrist we want to do flexion, active flexion and extension with overpressure. So push your hand this way and overpressure. Any pain with that?
No.
And here. And keep in mind that you may get a false positive, or that's not a false positive. You get a positive for pain here if you have a tendonitis issue. And so then you look to see if that recreates their key pain. If it does, then you can think of it as being, okay, well that maybe it's one of those areas that is the problem. So that necessarily doesn't mean that there's a problem with the rule out. It means that you're reinforcing the problem because the muscles across the wrist are being stretched and they attach at the elbow. So now we're going to do range of motion for the elbow. So the elbow's got 4 ranges of motion. So you're going to bend your elbow all the way to the top, and that's 130, 140 degrees, and then do overpressure. Any pain with that? No. And that would be a tissue approximation, because his big biceps, see them? They kind of create they would stop that from moving all the way. And then extension, you're getting to extend all the way, and you do overpressure, you brace at the elbow, and so he has a bit of a increase in extension, so about 5 degrees, and 5 to 10 is normal for that. And so then the other positions are pronation and supination. And so supination, thumb up, and that keeps us in a neutral position, and we're looking to rotate the hand. Keep your elbow still, rotate. And then that's a little bit short. He's got about 80 degrees. I would expect 90 degrees of pronation. And then supination, start from this position, come up, and that's also 90 degrees, so 90, 90. And what we expect is tissue stretch in both of these ranges. Relax, other way. Tissue stretch in that range. Remember, when you're doing the tissue stretch, you want to do it in the forearm, not on the wrist, because then you're taking out the wrist joint. I'm going to do resisted range of motion of the elbow. I missed this when I was doing range of motion. So it's really straightforward. There's 6 ranges we're going to test for. So then the 4 at the elbow and then 2 at the wrist. That looks like this. So here's the elbow. So the elbow is bent. Ideally you want to have the arm on a table. And so then, because that way you take out the shoulder, so push up, and then that's flexion, push down, that's extension. Supination, you want to resist the rotation, so rotate, so that would be, supination, and then pronation, resisting that way. And you're grading the strength based on a scale of 1 to 5, and 5 is normal and 4 is weak. The other 2 we do is the wrist. So if we resist the wrist, we want to make sure that the forearm is stabilized, so you're not using the forearm. So push up with the wrist and push down with the wrist.